Welcome back to Synology 101. There is the head that I sent out to be finished after the port job back November of last year. It's not done. I picked it up from the machine shop. He had trouble finishing the bronze valve guides. So the head is not done. I had to find all of my valves, my oversized valves, and valve springs. I actually need to go back to his shop because my valve retainers and keepers were not in, they're not there. Those are DCR valve springs, DCR, the rest of the hardware is DCR. So I am missing hardware. Again, my own fault for not just sending it to Daryl Cox from the very beginning. So it sits on a shelf. I'm trying to decide where I'm going to go from here with that project. Again, my own fault for trusting places that I don't know. But in other news, we have the engine out of the SRT. There it is, or the swap. Sitting there empty. I have, I'm working on the wastegate setup with the larger, and I know we've done a video with this larger Evo 9 compressor housing. I have to do a little bit of, I had a bracket made up for the other wastegate, wasn't quite working, so I'm doing something different. There'll be pictures on Instagram, or I'll probably post some here on YouTube, but that's where that's at. Getting close to putting this back in. It will go back in probably next week. I fixed the DCR hard mount. I have the side mount here in place. So that is ready. The third mount, the hard mount here that I boogered up, my own fault. There it is. I had to replace the nut back here. I actually ordered another one from DCR because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to save this one. So I have another one coming. It'll go on another project. We'll see how long it takes to get shipped out, but that's that. See, I've got a table full of parts. New blow-off valve, something that won't leak quite as bad as the RFL projects. But if you saw the picture here on YouTube or on Instagram, I did pick up another SRT. I'm waiting for shipping to bring it out. It was a overall a very good deal. It was hard for me to pass up. I plan on turning it into a cruising road trip car. So what that means is my goal is to pretty much bring it back to mostly stock or a little bit better improved than stock. There may be an issue with the transmission. The previous owner kind of said it locked itself into third or fourth gear. It burnt up the clutch, he said. Excuse me. I wasn't able to test this. I'll tell you in a moment why, aside from the fact that it didn't have a battery in it. But he also said that later on he went and was able to put it in third or fourth gear. So honestly, I don't know what is up with the transmission. Not sure. I will find out when it gets here. Now, when we went to go pick up the car, the ignition switch lock cylinder had been damaged. We were not able to put the key in and unlock the steering wheel. That was a bit disheartening when we didn't expect that, and I didn't check that when I went and looked at the car. Didn't really think that that was a thing I was going to have to deal with, but so be it. Scott, who I went with, who's probably watching this, maybe, he came up with the idea when we were going to put it on the trailer to pull the bolts out of the steering column so that we could just, move the, basically get the steering wheel out of the, the equation and just move it by hand. So we were able to get it on a rented U-Haul trailer and bring it from Florida to Alabama. And then originally I was thinking about fixing it in Alabama or maybe towing it back to Louisiana. But then it occurred to me, why not see how much it will cost to ship it from there to here? And that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for final confirmation of that. I've got a tentative date in the next couple days that they'll pick it up, put it on a trailer, bring it here. So hopefully by next week sometime, I should have the car here. It is a 2005 SRT4, an actual SRT4, not a swap like this one. SRT4, it does have a sunroof. Not worried about that thing ever working. Never been a huge sunroof person. It's in overall relatively good condition. It's dirty, it's been sitting, it's got a lot of junk in it, but I do believe I'll be able to pull the interior out, clean it all up. Not a huge fan of the fat boy seats, which of course would probably fit me relatively well, but they're not the most comfortable seats in the world. I will probably see if I can find some standard SRT seats or even regular Neon seats to replace those. As I said, it's overall in good condition. There are a couple nicks and whatnot here and there. It's got the factory wheels. They've been painted black. I will be removing the paint off of those. My goal is to pretty much make it a relatively factory Neon, or SRT4 Neon. However, my goal is to beef up the engine mounts and a transmission mount as well. I have another factory clutch, new factory style clutch that I will add into it. And turbo-wise, my goal is to use the Stage 4 that I just pulled off of this one in place of the factory turbo. So perfect place for it. A little bit more boost, a little bit more power out of that factory motor, but not going overkill with it. So that is the goal. Another SRT4, another Dodge in the house. I will update once it shows up, and we will go from there. This one is coming back together. This one will go back together before the other one. It's going to take a little while for me to fix that one and finish it up. Like I said, I don't know what's up with the transmission. I don't know if the transmission rebuilds, if it needs if it needs a 3/4 fork, if it needs a shift extender. I will probably replace the clutch no matter what. We will see, and I will update you as we go. We'll take a look at the car when it gets here, and hopefully here soon we will be looking at this Evo 9 Turbo dual ball bearing from Arashi Turbo and seeing how it spools up. I really am excited to get this Stage 3 up and going, because Stage 3 is something I've always wanted. And like I said, I still have plans for this one. I'm excited for the next one. I'm excited to have a cruiser, a road trip car. My goal is to create a road trip car with that. This is not a road trip car. This is a rattle trap tin can. This will get stolen if you take it out and leave it for more than an hour or two. So, an SRT road trip car? Yes. So pretty much that is it for today. That is the update. I failed on the ported head. Eventually, we'll get it fixed. I do have a couple other turbos that we will talk about for the swap car. Those will be next year. So yeah, that's it for today. Another SRT in the shop. The swap will be back together soon with the Stage 3, you know, the Evo 9 turbo. So that's what we got forward to look. That's what we have to look forward to, and the Challenger abides. All right, that's it. I will catch you next time on Syndology 101. Later.